Good morning. As you know, this year at St. Luke's, our theme is Love Your Neighbor, No Exceptions. The theme came about because in October of 2019, there was the massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue there in Squirrel Hill neighborhood in Pittsburgh. After the shooting took place there at the synagogue, there was a church with its sign out front that said, Love Your Neighbor, No Exception. We decided that would be a great idea for our theme for the year. And so we had some shirts printed up. When we had our volunteer training at the beginning of this year, 2020, we handed these t-shirts out to all those who came to volunteer for their church. And I just have to tell you, these are so soft. And I have loved them. Our statement on it and our logo, and it just felt so good and looked so good. I love wearing it all around the house, but I love wearing it when I go out. When Marsh and I go for a walk or out to a store, it's amazing how often people stop and comment how much I love your shirt, they'd say. And we just had such a reaction, and we decided that, we need to go out and order a couple thousand more of these. They're supposed to be coming in just real soon. And when the new t-shirts come in, I want to give them to you for free. I want to give them to you so that maybe you and I can stay focused for the rest of this year on loving your neighbor, no exception. I thought about Bob Goff. I love his writing. He wrote a book entitled Love Does, and it was an inspirational book. Well, he came out with a second book, and it was entitled Everybody Always. And in there, he talks about how he'd been preaching at a church in Chicago. And while he was in there in Chicago, in the sermon, he happened to say, I really think God calls us to love everybody, always. And he thought, man, that's a great statement. He thought, I need to write my second book, and that needs to be the title and the subject. So he set to work writing his second book on that very subject. Well, he had made a lot of progress, already finished his first draft, when he and a group of buddies went out to see a friend of theirs in San Francisco. This man and his wife and a few other friends, they decided to go and live among the poorest of poor there in San Francisco. They had opened up a restaurant where people could come and they could eat for free. They could pay something if they wanted to, and whatever they paid would be put back into providing more meals for other people who needed to come, who may not be able to pay. Well, he and his buddies went out there to help to cook, to wash dishes, to join in. They'd packed, flown in, and they were there in a van. They went inside and they'd been working about 30 minutes with their friend when Bob remembered something and went back out to the van. And when he did, he couldn't believe what he saw. In that short period of time, someone had smashed the windows, broken into the van, stolen their luggage. And not only stole their luggage, but they stole their cell phones and computers and wallets. He said his computer. It's where he had the first draft of this second book. And he hadn't bothered to back it up. He said, iCloud, it costs 99 cents a month. He hadn't backed it up. It was gone. He couldn't believe how foolish he had been. But I want to read you the paragraph that he says. It's hard to believe Jesus loves the van thieves and all the difficult people we had just met, the same as you and me. Yet the incredible message love came to earth to give was that we're all tied for first in God's mind. While we're trying to still get our arms wrapped around this idea, God doesn't just want us to study Him like He's an academic project. He wants us to become love. To love everybody, always. It's a great book. And it certainly goes with our theme that we've been trying to talk about all year long. I hope you'll want one of the t-shirts when we get them in, and that you'll want to wear it. Wear it out everywhere you go. Not only to inspire the people, but to inspire yourself. To remember that in the midst of these times, in the midst of a COVID virus, in the midst of the division we feel between people arguing, should you wear a mask or not wear a mask, or how should you act? In a time of national elections, in a time of struggle of race relations, I think God really had prepared us to choose the correct theme for the year. Together, I hope we'll work hard the rest of this year to love our neighbor, no exception. Have a great day.